Hi, do you want to speak English in a really natural and native way? And I'm not talking about pronunciation, I'm talking about the way we use words. Well, if you do, this is a lesson for you. Because it's really important when you're learning any language that you understand the way the culture affects the words that people are using. And euphemisms is one good example of that. If you know a lot of euphemisms, you'll sound a lot more like a native speaker, and actually, native speakers will prefer speaking with you if you do know these. So I guess the question is, what is a euphemism? That's a big word, but all it is it's where we have words or expressions that we can use to speak about something where we don't really feel comfortable saying the word itself directly. This is common when talking about things like sex, going to the toilet, dying. A lot of these things people don't really feel comfortable saying directly. So we have these expressions that just make it a little bit easier to say because it makes it just that little bit less direct.
That makes sense, right?
So I'm going to test you today.
Go ahead. Make my day.
How many of these 10 euphemisms that we're going to look at do you know? Or can you guess the right answer? I'm going to test you on 10 of them and write down how many you got right at the end in the comments below. And send a link to your friends to see if you can beat them with your English skills. Alright, so let's get started. If somebody says they're doing the wild thing, what is the wild thing? If somebody says that, what are they doing? The people that are doing the wild thing. Are they A, dancing? Are they B, having sex? C, fighting? Alright, you've got your answer? Let's see if you're right. If people are doing the wild thing, they are having sex. Because sex is one of those things that we don't really feel comfortable speaking about directly a lot of the time, particularly with people that we're not so close with, perhaps. So we can use expressions like this just to make it that little bit easier to talk about. All right, so let's look at the next one. She kicked the bucket. Kicked the bucket? A bucket is a plastic or metal container to keep water in. So to kick that, what does that mean? So if she kicked the bucket, what did she do? Did she A, die? B, she went to the toilet? C, she got angry? Alright, you got your answer? If someone kicks the bucket, they die. Kicking the bucket, this is a way to talk about somebody dying without actually just saying directly they died. However, this one you need to be a little bit careful with because it's a little bit joking. It's not a very sensitive way to say that somebody died. If somebody has a grandmother that they love very much in hospital and they have died, you wouldn't call them up and say, hey, I heard your grandmother kicked the bucket. No, because this is a light-hearted way to say it. It's a little bit joking. There are other ways to say it in a more sensitive way, and if you'd like to know, ask in the comments below. I'd be happy to give you a few of them. Anyway, let's get to the next one. Number 3. Did you cut the cheese? The cheese. Is it, did you pass wind? B, did you have sex? Or C, did you go to the toilet? None of these things people would really feel comfortable asking you. So what is the answer? Got your answer ready? If you cut the cheese, it means you passed wind.
You ever see a woman cut the cheese?
Nah, they don't do it right. They're too delicate.
My grandmother cut the cheese all the time.
All right, let's move on. Number 4. They're getting on. Does it mean they're having sex? This one comes up a lot. they're dying, or they're becoming old.
What the heck?
They're having sex, they're dying, they're becoming old. Got your answer? All right, if people are getting on, what does it mean? It means they are becoming old. In Western society, generally, we don't feel that getting old is a good thing. We want to stay young. We feel that youth is a good thing. Being young is the way that we want to be. We don't think there's a lot good about getting old in general. So we don't like to say it directly. We have a euphemism for it. We say that, oh yeah, he's getting on, so maybe he should think about who he wants to leave his money to.
Choose me.
Anyway, let's move on. Next one. They're getting it on. So this one is very similar to the last one, and the only difference is now we have it in there. They're getting it on. So if they're getting it on, what are they doing? Are they A, having sex? Are they B, dying? Or are they C, becoming old? All right, got your answer? If they're getting it on, they are having sex.
Let's get it on.
This is another way to talk about having sex without actually saying having sex, because we don't feel comfortable talking about sex directly a lot of the time. All right, next one. The dog's been put down. Put down. What does it mean if the dog has been put down? What happened? Is it A, they killed their dog? Is it B, they made their dog go to the toilet? So maybe they took the dog outside so that it could go to the toilet on the grass or something like that. Or is it C, they made their dog go to sleep? I don't know how you would do that, but is that what it means? All right, got your answer? The answer is A, they killed their dog. So when I say they killed their dog, really what I mean is perhaps their dog got sick, or it was really old and it couldn't walk properly and it was having problems so that its life was no good at all. So they took it to the vet, the animal doctor, and the vet gave it an injection to put it to sleep. So two ways that we say that. One is that we put the dog down. The other is that we put the dog to sleep. Because sleep sounds so much nicer than death. So really, if someone says, oh, I had to put my cat to sleep, they're not talking about sleep. They're really saying that maybe their cat was very sick and they had to kill the cat. See, it's not very nice, but that's why we have euphemisms, because we don't feel happy talking about these things. All right, next one. She's well endowed. All right, so if somebody is well endowed, what does it mean? Does it mean A, she's pregnant? Does it mean B, she's rich? Or is it C, she has large breasts? Okay, you got your answer there? Here is the correct answer. If she's well endowed, she has large breasts. Often we don't feel really comfortable talking about people's body parts, particularly breasts and genitalia. If you don't know that one, you can look it up. So we have extra words, and I'm actually thinking about doing a video just on the words that we use for body parts that people don't feel comfortable talking about. So let me know if you're interested in me making that video. That'll be a fun one. Anyway, let's get to the next one. The birds and the bees. What is that? What are the birds and the bees? Is it how people die? Is it how people make babies? Or is it how people fight? All right, so if someone gives somebody a talk about the birds and the bees. Which are they talking about? Got your answer? Okay, no cheating. The answer is how people make babies. So this is what we call the talk that parents give their children when they explain where babies come from. So they will say, oh, okay, I think it's time to tell the children about the birds and the bees. What is it? It's talking about making babies, where babies come from, about reproduction. That's the birds and the bees. Okay, one more. She has a bun in the oven. If she has a bun in the oven, is she A, pregnant? B, she needs to go to the toilet? Or C, she's fat? Which one do you think that is? Alright, got your answer? Here we go. The answer is she's pregnant. We use this to mean that she's pregnant. So what is the bun? The bun is not bread, it's a baby. And the oven is her uterus, her womb. So she has a bun inside and she's cooking the bun. And when it's ready, she can take it out of the oven and hopefully not eat it though. Don't eat babies. I'm not recommending you do that. Definitely not. Okay, so that's English. We have these euphemisms to talk about things less directly. Last one is sleeping rough. So if somebody is sleeping rough, is it that he needs to wash? Is it that he has violent sex? Or is it that he's homeless? All right, ready? The answer is sleeping rough means you are homeless. So this is a more polite way to talk about somebody whose their situation is not so great. They don't have somewhere to live. Maybe they're living in a park or under a bridge. So we say they're sleeping rough because it's not very comfortable the way that they're sleeping. Okay, so how many did you get? Let me know in the comments below how many you got because I'm really curious to see. But I'm going to actually leave you with this euphemism. This is a special one. This is an Australian euphemism and I'm curious to see what you think it means. Don't cheat, don't Google it. I really want you to have a guess. So if somebody has a few kangaroos loose in the top paddock, a paddock is a big area of land, like on a farm where you may have cows walking around eating grass. That's a paddock. So a few kangaroos loose in the top paddock. What do you think it means? Please have a guess and write your comment down below along with the score that you got in the euphemisms quiz. And you know what? Let's see what interesting answers we come up with. I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, so that's it for today. If you'd like to learn more euphemisms, let me know as well, because I can certainly make more videos like this. It's I can definitely make more. All right. So that's it for me. I'm going to stop talking because I tend to get really awkward when I run out of things to say. So I'm just going to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it or learned something from it, and I'll see you in the next video.